My name is Andrew Taylor, and I built Pedro Pascal's watch for The Last of Us. I'm an instructor in cinema and video production technology here. On top of doing that, I also run a small production company called Warp Pictures here in the area. And I've also done a little bit of freelance work for some Hollywood productions. On top of teaching here, I'm very active in making short films. We shot an entire 10-part web series over the course of the entire summer, and we're in post-production now. So I'm working a lot. That's one of the things that I'm really passionate about, is still continuing to make stuff. And on top of this, it allows me to give opportunities to students to get on a set for the first time, right? So I'm working with not only former students, but current students to get them a little bit of experience on a set. One of the really cool things that I really like doing is trying to figure out, okay, how can we get students hands-on equipment fast, right? Like for instance, our cinematography class, which is one of our more introductory classes, the first day is just students grabbing cameras, going out and playing with them. I'm like, you don't even have to know how to use this thing. Play with it. Touch every button, it doesn't matter, right? That way, it can kind of like initially start as like this, okay, I've seen all these things. And that also lets me as an instructor go like, hey, so remember that thing that you were messing around with on that first day? This is what that does, right? And so I think it helps establish initially a good idea of like, there's a lot of different things. Now let's start breaking down what they do exactly. Our intro to video class, which is where you're gonna start, that class is a very big overview of kind of everything that our industry has to offer, right? And so, because we've got multiple different facets, you've got your news, you've got your live concert video, you've got your cinema side of things, you've got music videos, there are all these different facets. We try to cover as much of those as possible, kind of give you an overview of that. On top of that, at the end of the semester, one of the things I think that makes this really valuable is it gives you our introductory into our live concert thing. It's one of the things that I think makes this program really special because it's integrating every department in this program, right? So we've got creative arts, which is gonna have your graphic arts, it's gonna have your sound technology, and it's gonna have your cinema and video production technology and your commercial music, right? All these things coming together at the end of the semester. That's one of the things that's really unique about that class, is that while you do get this overview, we start getting into a little bit of the specifics of how to run cameras for our show. Then we have our cinema side of stuff, where you've got your cinematography class. That class is gonna be covering how to use a camera, the basics. What does every setting mean? What does every button on a camera do? What am I communicating to my audience?
Oh,
They're smaller, right? If I shoot them from below, what am I communicating? Dominant, bigger, more dominant, right? If I'm shooting them head on, what am I communicating? And on top of that, we're also covering things like techniques for shooting, how to develop a project from start to finish. So we go over the entire process from our pre-production process, shooting process, and then we cover the editing process a little bit. This class is kind of where we start to bring all of that stuff together and we start to begin to make projects. So we make music videos, we make short films, commercials, we do all sorts of different kinds of stuff in that cinematography class. All of that culminates in a class called Film Style Production, which is basically you take the entire semester to make a movie. I give those students free rein. Whatever you come up with, let's figure out how to make it work. They get to really kind of control that class a little bit. They get to tell me, okay, I wanna make this, how can we do that? I'm just there to basically help make sure that they can actually make their idea possible. Some of the things that our students can kind of take away from our classes, I think, is number one, we got a ton of hands-on time, right? So it's kind of like on-the-job learning. Because of this, it kind of teaches you to think on your feet. It teaches you how to run a set. A lot of times we're out doing projects. So you're gonna take all of that experience, right? Because there's nothing more valuable than experience in this industry. You're gonna take away that experience and you're going to be able to apply that. By the time you get out of here, a lot of students have full reels that they've built in classes. We have equipment that you can check out. So if you're working on a personal project and you're like, hey, can I borrow a camera? Hey, can I borrow a mic? Hey, can I do so-and-so? It's like, the answer is usually yes, right? And so we've got stuff specifically specifically set aside for that purpose, so that way a student gets the experience not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom when they're building their community here. And I think that's another thing that you're gonna get here at SPC, is that I've seen so many people graduate here with a crew of people that they then continue to work with after the fact. And they make connections with venues, music venues. We have musicians that are like, hey, I've got a gig, can I get somebody to video that? There's also job placement here. We've got people that are in news studios around the area, right? Because the news studios know who we are. We've got people that are in local ad agencies. We've got a lot of not only local job placement, but we've also got people that are going off and they are getting into agencies in Dallas. We just had a student, they ended up got an internship somewhere in Dallas, high profile sports stuff. They're taking everything that they've learned and they're not only applying it to their jobs, but they're using the connections that they got here to build themselves out a team that they can work with continually, being able to get connections and get internships that turn into jobs, or jobs out of the gate.